Here's how this is going to go. It's mixed tag team rules. The men will fight the men, so it'll be Punk and Rollins in the ring at the same time. And when one tags out, the other one comes in. So, for instance, CM Punk and Seth Rollins are in the ring. Rollins tags Becky Lynch, his wife. Punk, of course, cannot put his hands on Becky Lynch, and AJ Lee will automatically be in this match. The history between Rollins and Punk runs deep and continues with this match right here. It's been a crazy year for these two. From a Netflix premiere, a steel cage match, WrestleMania triple threat, including Roman, Rollins cashing in on Punk after Punk won the world title in a grueling match at SummerSlam against Gunther. Rollins tagging in Becky Lynch. That instance is exactly how it played out. It's almost like I know how sleazy Rollins and Becky Lynch play sometimes. Becky Lynch trying to get Punk's buttons pushed. As much as Punk does not like Becky Lynch, Punk says and has stated time and time again that he would never hit a woman, but he knows somebody that will. And he didn't want it, and he said he didn't want it to have to come down to this. But a returning AJ Lee a couple weeks ago at SmackDown in Chicago, Punk's hometown, is where AJ Lee made her historic WWE return. A return that seemed almost impossible, which is kind of ironic because a couple of years ago, we all said the same thing about CM Punk's return that nobody ever saw coming. Save it for after the show. Save the smooching for later. You got a big match on Wrestlepalooza right now in front of tens of thousands of fans. Punk has just had enough. The Visionary has to be feeling good heading into this match, knowing that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed got the victory over the Usos earlier tonight. That was a brutal match. Chairs, tables, all of it. It was all chaotic. Can Rollins continue the momentum for the Vision, though? Rollins has CM Punk in his territory. Rollins distracting referee Jessica Carr. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins double teaming on CM Punk. AJ Lee trying to tell referee Jessica Carr what's up. But she was too focused on dealing with AJ Lee that she wasn't focused on Rollins and Lynch. Punk driving his shoulder in the midsection. AJ Lee, who has spent 10 years out of the ring. Now it's AJ Lee who gets her payback. She attacks Rollins. Rollins is arguing with AJ. Punk is arguing with Becky. Punk turns around. And an inverted atomic drop for Seth freaking Rollins. Huge chop takes down Rollins. Punk scaling the top. He made his climb up to the top and crashed and burned into Seth Rollins with a double axe handle, laying out the Visionary. Punk with another double axe handle, crashing and burning into the skull of Rollins. Punk talking his smack to Becky Lynch. And again, CM Punk makes his climb to the top. Another double axe handle, but Rollins this time scouted it. Third time did not work for Punk. Punk has Rollins caught for a GTS, but Rollins able to break free. Punk coming back with a boot. There's all kinds of dirty play in this match. That's how personal this match is. We've seen how dirty both sides are willing to play. This goes back over a decade. Becky Lynch pushing Punk into the steel steps. AJ Lee was going to go after Becky, but Rollins stands in the way like a brick wall, telling AJ Lee to back off. Seth freaking Rollins gonna go right after Punk. Rollins and Punk. It's just been all this back and forth. Let's not forget about that fatal four-way for the World Championship on Monday Night Raw. That was after SummerSlam. Rollins was forced to defend the title in a fatal four-way. And of course, Becky Lynch would come in back in black and all black to be the mystery woman that would help Rollins retain his championship and beat CM Punk. CM Punk was about to win. He had the GTS ready to go. Rollins was out, and Punk was going to go for a GTS, and it would have been all over. Punk would regain the world championship. But nope. Rollins had it planned. There's a reason he's an architect. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Credit is due. I don't really like Rollins' strategies at times, but he always has a plan. And his plan worked out well. First, he fooled the world into faking a knee injury that allowed him to cash in his Money in the Bank when CM Punk had no idea it was going to happen at all. Then, Becky Lynch and a surprise twist, helping Rollins retain the title in a fatal four-way on Raw, giving Punk a low blow shot, allowing Rollins to get a stomp to... And Becky Lynch just continuously with these slaps and cheap shots to Punk. The Vision has had control of WWE. Punk trying to stop whatever the Vision is trying to do. Seth Rollins, of course, the World Heavyweight Champion. Punk, who won the World Championship at SummerSlam when he defeated Gunther in one of the most grueling matches. That was quite the brawl between those two. Those two fought with everything they had. Unfortunately, after Punk won the title, the celebratory moment was cut very short to under 5 minutes, as Rollins would fool the world. A tag denied by Rollins as Punk is back in enemy territory. That is no man's land. Becky Lynch once again comes in with cheap shots. They want AJ Lee. I think everybody wants to see AJ Lee in this match at this point. They've been dying to see her in the ring for over 10 years now. But it's really been all Punk. It's been all Punk and Rollins since the get-go of this match. Becky and Rollins, just a powerhouse couple right now. They've got quite a bit of gold. Rollins, of course, as I mentioned, is the world champion. But I haven't mentioned yet in this match, not that it's not highly noted, that Becky Lynch is the women's Intercontinental Champion. Meanwhile, Punk able to turn things around. Nice suplex to Seth Rollins. Could be the opportunity, the opening that Punk needs to make the tag to AJ Lee. Can he claw? Can he crawl? Can he get there to AJ Lee? If Rollins had tagged in Becky, AJ would automatically be in the match. Rollins realizing he needs to stay on Punk instead, having to remember about the rules of a mixed tag team match. That you have to be in the ring with the same gender. Punk still trying to fight forward. Trying to move Rollins as far back as he can to make the tag to AJ. Can he get there? Mere fingertips away. The tag was made, but Becky distracted the ref before, and now both of them are stomping away on Punk. Just playing it straight dirty. Rollins has Becky up. Using his wife as a weapon. Look at this military press. She's going to drop her. He's going to drop her on Punk, but nobody home. Quite the error there for Seth freaking Rollins. Now can Punk capitalize? Rollins is too busy being focused on what just happened with his wife. AJ Lee seems pleased by it. I think if Punk was in better shape and not looking worse for wear, he'd be more pleased. He would have a grin on his face too. Now it's a chance for Punk, a chance to get the fresh woman in the match. That is, of course, Punk's wife, AJ Lee. Oh, come on. Another prevention. Becky Lynch just pulling AJ Lee off the apron. Once again, ruining Punk's hope. Nice Falcon Arrow from Rollins for the win. A kick out at 2 by Punk. This Punk trying to get his wife in this match. We haven't seen her in this match yet. We haven't seen her in the ring. I mean, this is the first time we're seeing her in 10 years in a match. But we might not even get to see her in the ring. And now Rollins doing the skip in the ring, mocking AJ Lee. When you become a mockery, when you disrespect, it comes back to bite you as he prances around AJ Lee. Seth Rollins always playing mind games. From his days back in the Shield, he led the Shield as the brains, as the architect. And now he leads what he calls the Vision, but Rollins' vision might be blurred because of that GTS that just laid out Seth freaking Rollins. But now can CM Punk capitalize? Rollins is laid out. Becky Lynch trying to tech it on Rollins, but there's nobody there whatsoever. CM Punk, when he needed it the most, he hit a home run. Becky Lynch now trying to prevent the tag from happening. Punk's looking at her like, really? Blows her a kiss, and the tag's been made. Here comes the chick who made Crazy Cool, AJ Lee. There's press hammering away on Becky Lynch, finally getting her hands. For the first time in a decade, AJ Lee is in the middle of a ring in an official WWE match. Becky Lynch is getting everything she deserves and more, so much more than this. She's going to get all that's coming to her. And AJ Lee is going to do it her way, the crazy way. AJ Lee with these clubbing shots. Becky Lynch trying to counter. This could be bad for AJ Lee, but AJ Lee counters. Nice spin kick from Lee. Sweeps the legs of Becky. AJ Lee showing a little bit of a sense of urgency there, trying to keep up the pace. Nice high cross body to Lynch. Hooks both legs for maximum security, but still Becky Lynch managed to kick out before the 3. Picture perfect high cross body. AJ Lee went for the cover. Becky Lynch kicking out just before the 3. And here comes in the well-earned "you still got a chance." AJ Lee showing no signs of ring rust whatsoever. But you also have to know, AJ Lee, who's in tremendous shape, by the way. She's kept herself in great shape. And it seems she's done the same in terms of getting ready for her in-ring return, as she just windmills on Becky. I don't think she liked, AJ Lee did not like that Rollins just put his hands on her. And AJ Lee slapping Rollins for all the times that Becky slapped Punk. How does it feel? How apropos is this? Manhandle slam attempt. Kick slams in the midsection, using Rollins as a way to get a tornado DDT on Becky. Up and over. Sliced bread. You don't see sliced bread done like that too often these days. Well done. Just absolutely mesmerizing how well AJ Lee is doing after 10 years away from a WWE ring. Now it's time as these two talk strategy. And now the patented Bulldog. Running Bulldog. Here we go. Shining Wizard, that was a huge part of AJ Lee's playbook. Both of these power couples colliding. Who is the stronger power couple? Was looking for the Black Widow submission. Becky blocked it. Becky was looking for the disarmer. AJ Lee. Here's the grounded version of the Black Widow. Black Widow, it's all here. And Becky Lynch could be forced to submit. And now Rollins is down. Punk has Rollins down. And a sharpshooter. Look at this. It could be a double tap. A cheap shot, thumb to the eye. And a super kick to Punk. And Rollins has AJ Lee up. Oh, Black Widow to Rollins. This is brilliant. And Becky breaks it. And a Bexploder suplex lays out AJ Lee. Rollins has Punk. And a double pedigree. Talk about a turn of events. Rollins and Lynch have turned things around, but Punk and AJ Lee both kick out. With Punk and Lee still in this, they keep this match alive. Not only that, but they keep their undefeated streak as a team alive. Fun fact, they are 2-0 as a team. And if they get a victory here tonight, it'll become 3-0. So you got to think the odds are in their favor. Rollins and Lynch. Rollins saying they're the main event. Mocking CM Punk with that go to sleep signal. Punk's finishing move, the GTS, that has won him world championship after world championship. And they're both going to send a message. Can you imagine the statement that would be? Punk counters. Punk and Rollins dump to the outside onto the floor. AJ Lee blocks it. How ironic is this? A Bexploder for Becky Lynch from AJ Lee. This night has been a night filled with irony. Rollins putting his hands on AJ Lee. I'm surprised this isn't a disqualification. Punk with a stomp to Rollins. Well, of course, I think it's fair game now. I'm just saying, I think it's fair game. Rollins put his hands on AJ Lee. I think it's fair game. I think Punk's had enough. As much as he doesn't want to hit a lady, when his lady gets hit by a man, I think it's fair game. Punk having second guesses about his promise that he would never hit a woman. And now it's Lynch who's going after Punk, looking to get a sharpshooter on Punk. It's publicly known Punk being Bret Hart being a huge inspiration to CM Punk. So the sharpshooter being the signature move of Bret Hart being used on Punk is quite ironic. Wish there was another word. I keep using the word ironic. I just wish there was another word to describe. Punk has it locked in on Becky now. And another pedigree from Rollins. And a stomp will put this one away. Rollins measuring up Punk. And there it is. There's the job done. Out like a light. AJ Lee with a stomp to Rollins. Becky Lynch with a manhandle slam. AJ Lee just kicked out of a manhandle slam. We're seeing everything being dished out in this match. Absolute insanity. I thought that was it. Rollins stomped a Punk. Easy as day. Pinning CM Punk. Then there came AJ Lee out of nowhere with a stomp to Rollins and then a manhandle slam by Lynch. But AJ Lee was able to manage to kick out of that as well. It's Becky who's up first. This match is so unpredictable at this point. Everybody is just hitting everybody with everything. AJ Lee starting to fight back at the Intercontinental Champion. Rollins again. Now Punk separating it. Now it's Punk and Rollins who turn their attention to each other. This fight is just chaotic. Wow, I found another word other than ironic that perfectly describes this match. It's become chaotic. AJ Lee saying to Punk, I got this. And now it's Punk and Rollins going at it. It's AJ Lee and Becky Lynch going at it. It's AJ Lee and CM Punk who are standing tall right now. It's all about making the opportunity count. Rollins dumped over the announce desk. What is in the playbook for AJ Lee that's coming up next? Whatever's on her mind. She's pulling off the cover of the Spanish announce desk and clearing house, much like Punk is on our announce desk. Punk saying she's the boss. You got to do what the wifey wants. Happy wife, happy life. And she's not happy until Becky Lynch is beaten and defeated. This, using their own moves against them. Getting blocked, though. Rollins and Becky fighting out of it. And a counter. Perhaps maybe the mind games weren't the best move in this situation, but Punk now fighting back. AJ Lee sending a Punk, and the table collapses. Becky Lynch threw AJ Lee into CM Punk, who had Rollins up on his shoulders for a GTS. And now Becky Lynch trying to drag the carcass of AJ Lee out of the ruins and get her back into the ring to finish this off. This time it's over. Oh, wait. Black Widow out of nowhere. I don't know where she's finding it, but a Black Widow set of the ring. It's all over. It's all over. Punk and AJ win. AJ Lee forcing Becky Lynch to tap out. What? Punk, you saw the smile on his face. A very proud husband as his wife picks up the victory for them. What a match. AJ Lee has just pinned the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Yeah, I'm just saying, you gotta think that puts AJ Lee in line for a shot. Becky Lynch is just a mess. And I remember how I said happy wife, happy life. Becky Lynch is an unhappy wife. And Seth Rollins is about to have an unhappy life. Meanwhile, for CM Punk, he's got a happy wife and a happy life, and they're celebrating here with a massive victory at Wrestlepalooza in Indianapolis on the debut of PLEs on ESPN. The smiles of Punk and AJ Lee, who are both grinning from ear to ear in excitement. That throw of AJ Lee and a Punk, who had Rollins for a GTS, they were laid out through the table. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, AJ Lee was able to counter Becky. He was looking for a manhandle slam, turning it into the Black Widow submission. AJ Lee forcing Becky Lynch to submit, and Punk couldn't be happier, couldn't be prouder. Punk and AJ Lee celebrate. What a celebration for CM Punk and AJ Lee. Congratulations on AJ Lee's victory in her return. And they are now 3-0 as a team.